this year, San Diego State, 5-2. They've already had a chance to play against what was then number 1 Duke. They got beat up pretty good in that game. At least the scoreboard said 90-64. But they turned around the following game. We talked to Coach Fisher about this last week. And went from that Duke loss right into Xavier, who was a team that was in the Final Four a year ago. And they won that game, 79-74. Lost to Iowa State. And just most recently, this past Saturday, on the road at Illinois State. By the way, Coach Fisher's alma mater. And San Diego State a 75-65 winner. But here comes USD, and there's a lot of talk about this USD basketball team this year. Talking to Coach Fisher, I mentioned this yesterday. I ran into Coach Fisher at the Brigantine in Del Mar. He was saying senior-laden team, good athletes, good shooters, don't go to sleep on USD. And if you're San Diego State, how can you? I mean, you remember a couple of years ago, USD upsetting San Diego State on the basketball court that was erected in the outfield of Petco Park. And as the season dragged on, we all kept saying the same thing, that USD loss is going to kill them. And it did. So what an opportunity for both teams Wednesday night, Viejas Arena. Here is sophomore forward Matt Mitchell of the San Diego State basketball team. As a freshman, this guy started 32 of 33 games, averaged over 10 points, had an incredibly decorated high school basketball career, and he's a sophomore now at San Diego State. Here's Matt Mitchell on Scott and BR. Hi, Matt.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Doing really good, man. Yourself?
I'm doing good, doing great.
All right, man. First time on the show. Thanks for being on.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
All right. So, first of all, let's start off. San Diego State USD. If you could, for everybody tuning in, from an Aztec perspective, scout USD for us.
We know they have a lot of firepower. You know they're a good team that can hang with anybody, and they've proved it over the course of their season so far. So just for us going in, we know that not to take it lightly, and every game in front of us is important, and so it'll be USD tomorrow, and we're looking forward to it.
Do you know a lot of the guys on the USD basketball team? Because for years, we would always hear that the kids from both teams kind of know each other, maybe sometimes work out against each other in the summer. Do you know these guys?
Yeah, I know a few of them. Not on too much of a personal level, but I know of a few of them.
Okay, play against a bunch of these dudes maybe in high school or I don't know, AAU stuff?
Definitely travel ball AAU.
Okay, gotcha. So, okay, if you don't really, getting into the scouting of USD, I mentioned this. I was talking to Coach Fisher. He said a lot of senior players and good athletes and good shooters. What do you see? You're watching the tape.
Definitely. Great athletes across the board. They have a couple guards that can take care of the ball extremely well. And they get out in transition and shoot their three well as well. So, just on our defensive side, I think we're just looking to do what we do best and get stops and get out and run ourselves. All
right, Matt Mitchell is a sophomore on the San Diego State basketball team. He's a guy who started 32 games last year as a true freshman, which is amazing. And getting ready for San Diego State versus USD, which is coming up tomorrow night from Viejas Arena. And I'm looking at USD's schedule, Matt, and they lost to Washington and they lost to Ole Miss in a really close game on the road. You got to schlep all the way across the country, play an SEC team. So they've got some impressive wins. A win against Colorado is pretty good. A win against Jackson State. You guys played those guys. So, I mean, you just cannot ever take a team like this lightly, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You never want to take a team lightly. And that's our approach coming into every single game. Every single game is we know every team that either comes to us or we go to them, we know that there's a chance that they can beat us no matter what happens. So we never want to take anything lightly. And that's how we approach every game.
I remember last season when you this is early in your career at San Diego State, I would come back onto the radio after being at games the night before, and I go, this kid, Matt Mitchell, this guy, you got to watch out for this guy because he kind of reminds me of a Barkley kind of a player because he's only 6'6", and he seems really thick. So you tell me, what at 6'6", 240 is what they list you at. Is that right on? Is that where you came in? I mean, how would you say that you're changing physically as you're starting to grow up a little bit here?
I'd say I'm starting to use my body a little bit better than I did last year. And that's just being me and being a freshman and being young. But I think just this season, just for me, it's just been a little bit more mental and not about the weight. But I think just coming in, I just use my mental side of it of where I can help my team and where I am best on the floor. So I just try and use that to the best of my abilities.
All right, Matt Mitchell, sophomore from the San Diego State basketball team, getting ready for USD tomorrow night at Viejas Arena. Let me hear about high school basketball. You're from Riverside, right?
Yes, I am.
Roosevelt High School. I got that right?
Yes.
Decorated high school basketball career, yeah?
Yes.
I mean, you guys had amazing years. 26-8 I was reading about your senior year, averaging over 25 points. I mean, you had this amazing high school career. Where else did you think about other than San Diego State?
There are a few schools back east. I think my last two options came between Utah and San Diego State, and I just chose San Diego State because it was a little bit more closer to home, and it's a family environment here, and everybody's really bought into what we do, and so I felt like that fit right into what I wanted.
There was a guy who played here at San Diego State a few years back who was a really, really important player in San Diego State basketball history, and I got Alex, help me with the name. He had transferred from Utah to San Diego State. J.J. O'Brien, that was his name, and he had this high top fade. You ever meet this guy?
Yes, I have.
You know J.J. O'Brien?
Yes, he's a great guy.
Great guy, and he was a great player. You know, he was never a 6'9", flashy, high-flying kind of a guy. He just was a real worker and tough and could rebound and could score late when you need him. He was just a trustworthy guy that everybody on the team loved. There's a lot to his game that reminds me of you, although you're so much bigger and stronger and thicker looking already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, any consideration to a high top fade?
No, I can't say that's in my arsenal.
Got it. Matt, who on the basketball team is your roommate?
Jeremy Hemsley.
Okay, and how does that work out? Because Jeremy's an upperclassman. He's been here for a while. How'd you connect with Jeremy Hemsley?
We connect really well. We're from around the same area. Both from the Inland Empire, so we've known each other beforehand, and I think just being able to see it from his perspective, and coming from him being a senior and me a sophomore, I think just the both of our perspectives put together is just a real big help for the team, and not only help for the team but help for ourselves, and we learn stuff from each other each day.
All right, so San Diego State getting ready for USD at Viejas Arena on Wednesday night. Matt Mitchell is a sophomore forward, 6'6", 240, started 32 of 33 games as a true freshman last year. What do you take away from being on the floor in Maui with Duke at number one, and they've got a player who everybody in the world is talking about? What do you take away from a game like that, even though the score says that they got the better of you guys significantly, 90-64? What is the takeaway, and what can you use from a game like that?
You just find where you are as a team. Find your defaults. You find where you are, where you're good. Really, you just look at that and you use it as a teaching point. That team is a great team, and I'm sure that they have great players that will go on to make money and play for many years to come. But I think just coming from that, we just learned where we were as a team and where we needed to be and where we wanted to be, and we know that showing wasn't our best showing and wasn't what we wanted. So just to be able to set that bar is good for us, and it'll help in the long run.
Who would you say, Matt Mitchell, is the motivational, inspirational, heart and soul leader of the San Diego State basketball team?
I would say Jeremy is. He's the most vocal on the team. He plays hard on both sides of the ball, no matter what the situation is. He's always trying to be uplifting to the team, and so I think that just goes a long way to say that he's not only a senior, but he's fully bought into the program, and everybody just feeds off of his energy, and him as well. He feeds off of others' energy, and it just creates a great atmosphere for us.
Can you walk around campus here over the last couple of days, or maybe even to today, and feel any vibe, any buzz, any energy for this game? Because USD is expected to be good and competitive, and but yet it's at your place. And I know there's still tickets available, but man, I would love to see 12,414 pack into Viejas tomorrow night. Can you feel the vibe and buzz on campus? You tell us.
Yeah, definitely. I think everybody knows that when both San Diego teams come together and clash together, it's always a big game. So I think that we'll give the fans a show tomorrow night.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it. Matt Mitchell, sophomore forward on the San Diego State basketball team. Good luck, man. We'll see you down there tomorrow night.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Matt Mitchell stopping by. Nice.